Good evening, everybody. How you all doing? Hope you're all well. This is another little brief. We got a couple of these that we're compiling together on this Kyosho Optima Mid RC car kit build. So here's another little thing. I did a clip right before this that talks about the foam inserts, and I thought I would show you just what it does, letting them sit, being a little more patient, because it is very critical on letting that foam get back into normal shape before you put it in the tire. Like I said, it ends up acting like your air pressure. So you just got to have a little patience. So we'll flip this camera around, and then after this video we'll probably just do a final video discussing it, and we'll point out a few things that that I feel could be that they should have addressed, and things that they did really well at for re-releasing these kits. So we'll just do a final one, and then we're going to get right on to the next RC build as well. We have another build on the model bench as well. Really excited about that. And then of course we're going to have what did you buy Wednesday. So really cool. We're kind of going through a few things that are going to be older for the What Did You Buy Wednesdays, because we're not going to be buying a lot of stuff here in the next coming months. Just going to focus on building and building and building. So pretty much I feel that I'm at a point where I don't really need to buy a lot of stuff. So with that being said, let's flip this around and show you what we got going here. First, we'll do a little update here on the RC build. We made a lot of ground today. We had some other things we had to do today, but we got all the suspension together, all the camber links, the drive shafts are all in. We got all the steering linkage in there. We have our shocks built. These shocks went together extremely well. These are oil filled and they're emulsion, so you can see here they're not pushing back out or they're not sucking in. So it's basically just a damper at that point, but very nice design shock. We'll definitely see how that goes, but we're getting closer. This is a lot of fun, and we'll definitely do a video describing all the pros and cons and a review on this product. There's a few things that I really think they could have done some stuff better, and there's some things that are extremely well. So all right, let's flip this back around. Alrighty, so here's a little quick update on this Kyosho Optima Mid build. This is where we're at right now. We've got our shocks on there. We have our battery holders. We got the wing mount. We ran into a few little issues that I think they could have done. Added a few little spacers in the kit. We went and made changes anyhow to get better clearance and a better alignment on the shocks themselves. So we got to find some spacers, and we're going to do the same thing on the back. So another little quick tip here too. This happens quite a bit when they pack these things in kits. You know, you get your wheels, you get your tires, and you see how they stuff that foam insert in there. Well, who knows how long it sits in the package, right? And this insert is what goes into your tire, and it fills that void. And it has a lot to do with how this tire, one, doesn't hold air pockets in it, but stays round and true and firm consistently through all those pins for traction purposes. So what I like to do is pop that guy out of there, right? because it's all distorted and it's not round. So we push that out, and you're gonna see here real quick. It sucks doing this one-handed, but now look at what happens to the foam. So the foam is memory set in here. So we're gonna open that up. I like to then go ahead and stick it on the wheel, being the wheel's round, and it's going to be based around the wheel anyhow. Just kind of straighten it up as best you can right now, but you can see what all the dents and indentations that it's left by folding it and leaving it in that tire like that. I wish they wouldn't do that, but I understand it's just foam and they're tied up for space. There's been some kits that I've gotten over the years where they keep the foam separate, and I have seen a couple kits where they've done this, where they put the foam around the wheel like that. So then what I do is I'm going to leave them sit like this overnight. You can see they're not even round. So, and that affects the tire. And once you put that in the tire and then glue it shut, there's no that thing relaxing to fluff up. Now you may ask, okay, what if it doesn't? So usually I can leave these sit, overnight, 24 hours, and they'll return. If they don't, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to take them all, I'm going to soak them in like a warm water, and then they'll expand a little bit, and then we'll do the same thing, and then we'll let them dry completely out around the wheel. And then once they've dried completely out, then we'll put them in the tire. That process can usually take a little bit longer. Sometimes that can take 48 hours for them to dry completely out, but to me, this is a critical step, and these foams should be round before you go insert them into the tire. So basically it's your air pressure. So with that being said, we're gonna plop this out, and we'll just tie this into the other part of the video, and this will be pretty interesting. So look for more on this build. Talk to you later. While we're waiting, I decided that with all that nice fluffy snow, I'm going to start exercising these monster trucks. So this is the LMT low C son of a digger. So we're charging up a battery here. We just run these are like a very economy grade common RC Electron Pro batteries. That's all we use for the bash, and I don't usually buy race packs for the backyard bashers. But here's where we're at right now on this build. I'm looking right now for a servo. I think I have a servo in one of my totes, so I can finish putting all this together. I want to get the servo in there first before you put all the upper deck on there. And then I'm going to do some research on what I want to put in it for a motor. Definitely going to do a test drive on this thing. But I want to get this completed so that I can then focus on the body and throw in the receiver and stuff in there. So as I was talking about in the previous thing, you can see the gap there. That's what the foam fills inside there. So it's like your air pressure. This is basically one night of sitting out, and you can see that these things are already starting to look round again. They still got a little bit of indentation, but they're starting to come to. They're looking more and more round. You just got to be a little patient with them. If you're in a time crunch, I should have done was pull these out right away and did this before I even started building any of that, because this would be doing its thing while we're doing the majority of the build, and they would have been ready for when I was ready to assemble the tires. But it is what it is. I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to let them keep relaxing, and then we'll get them thrown back in there. So all right, let's flip this back. Yeah, so that's going to kind of conclude this at this point. Like I said, once we get the car on its tires, we'll do another video. we'll go through some of the things that I feel Kyosho could have done a little bit better on for what you're price pointing at, and some things that I think would help with kits that helps get people into buying RC stuff in the kit form versus ready to run. So we'll discuss that later. Side note, just in case you're interested or whatever too, I've gotten some good response on the drag and drive group build, and I'm going to post a picture here very soon on what the banner will be for people to use in their videos, and then tag me in that as well. So another thing that I got 2 people that messaged me already, email, about what about an RC build. You know what? If you want to build a trailer and build a drag car with a trailer on it, heck yeah, throw it in there. I'm cool with that. I mean, like I said, I'm a firm believer that all these hobbies are equal and you learn from each other and all that stuff. So if you RC guys want to build a drag and drive car and you want to send me pictures of that, that's awesome. If you're doing a video of your build, feel free to tag me in there. Use the banner. I think that'll be really cool. We could possibly have a good portion of RC guys and model guys. That would be awesome. So I'm very open to that. That's really cool. So with that being said, I don't think there's going to be many RC guys that will build it, but you never know. We're going to get out of here, and we'll have another one of these later on. But the next video you'll probably see will be the What Did I Buy Wednesday for the Big Sky Model Workshop that hosts that deal. My buddy Joe over there. So peace out, everybody. Have a good one.